Okay, so we are live. Let's see who hops in now. Very good. You gotta let people jump in here and then slowly get things rolling. Audio is working great. Okay, so we got a few people coming in slowly but surely. Kieran has been there. He'll be back soon. Hey, Ryan is in. Yeah, I'm back. So as just better put my phone off for the next while. Yeah. So got Kieran, we got Rob or Ryan. Yeah, so we're back. A little short break there, not even that short, I suppose. Just summer weather and Irish people just down tools if we get a little bit of a heat wave. Here we go. I'm going to kind of use this one to talk a little bit about the latest video, which just came out. And then we'll catch up on any other questions, what's going on, what the future plans are. Are you changing time, Kieran? No, this is it. We're going to go for it right now. This is it. I've got my weird colored drink and we're good to go. 35. Okay, just. Oh, yeah. Let's do this. We got a few people watching. I'm going to. I assume everyone can. Nathan saw your channel. Well, there's Nathan. What a man. Okay, Nathan's back as well. So anyway, yeah, let's kind of get this rolling. I don't really want to be holding you up on your Sunday. For those who don't know the streams and the formats, what we do is I kind of use the first little bit of it, the first segment. They're kind of 30 minutes long. Catch up with everyone. A lot of catching up to be done, obviously. Been a while since I've done the streams. And then what we do is discuss a topic briefly. And after that, just take general questions from the audience. What can I say now? The Egypt video just released on Friday. That took forever to put together. Kind of there was a lot of moving pieces in it in terms of the edit. It covered a lot of ground. I tried to tighten it up, make it move quick. So yeah, that was it. I kind of wanted it to be enjoyable but quick. And unlike the America video where I felt there was different episodes, Egypt was one adventure really. Great to see everyone chatting in the chat there. That's always good to see. A lot of camera content. Oh yeah, Nathan's class. Love Nathan. He's always contributing. So let's kind of get around anyway. Any catch up questions in the meantime? I've been doing a little bit of traveling too, so that's kind of what's led to the delay. There's another video coming, a place I've been, which has a very GoldenEye vibe to it. So I thought I'd make a video on that. It'd be a short kind of travel video, but there's something there for you guys as well. So I'll be covering that. I suppose out the gate as well, there's a few little topics we should really get into. I was just discussing it with a friend there, Henry Cavill, and Cavill has kind of officially been replaced now as Superman. They've got a Lois Lane, they've a Superman. The more I think about it, that Warhammer news does just seem like kind of getting ahead of bad news, and there's no real development of a Warhammer show. Maybe I'm wrong, but Cavill is there for Bond. It's just a matter of the stars aligning for him. I know they're saying they want a 30-something-year-old, but maybe that Brosnan James Bond Prime is the way to do it. That's just my quick thoughts on it. Also, has anyone seen that weird Wes Anderson James Bond trailer that was made by AI? That was so like, weird in different ways. Like obviously they make that stuff and it's very interesting, the fan trailers, but this AI has completely changed the game. You can kind of get um you can kind of change the game, get a system to build whatever you want in terms of content, and then how does that change entertainment down the line? That's bigger questions than what this channel's willing to answer. So what's everyone saying? Cavill for president. Yeah. Can Cavill be Bond? Yeah, I think so. I would actually like it now. I didn't want a famous Bond initially. I just wanted someone unknown come in, cast someone that looks the part. But I just think now, like after the Craig era, the inconsistency with the output, I think you need someone that looks the part, the audience can believe in, and then just have a 2 year routine of releasing Bond films. The series needs a consistency, and also I think the younger audience know who Cavill is, and that is something going on. I think the early 20s, late teens are just not into James Bond, and that needs to be addressed. And I think probably the better way to do that is through video games. But Henry Cavill would have that audience. He's active on Instagram and stuff, and to my knowledge, he's not doing political stuff either, which everyone likes. He's pretty silent. So yeah, Cavill's kind of the all-round choice, I think, if they're making a big move like that. Yeah, I know no one can wait 5 years again. I think it's ridiculous. But I would say what's going on with Amazon is Amazon are, slowly behind the scenes trying to push them in a direction of getting this back on track. And probably the way to keep Amazon at bay was green lighting that TV show, the game show. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where that goes from here. Um, they will be putting them under pressure though. They didn't spend all that money on MGM just to not have Bond in the mix. So yeah, just a quick one was I was mentioned there briefly that I found a kind of Bond GoldenEye esque location on my travels. So I was away last weekend. I have a video coming up soon on that. I'd say next weekend I'll have it out. The travel videos are taking so long to edit, so I don't want to make any big promises, but this is a safe space in the stream. If I was putting it on a regular video, I'd feel way more accountable, but I know everyone here is a good fan of the channel. Kieran wants to know, why did Amazon buy MGM? If I was to be like very, very oversimplistic about it, they would, by acquiring MGM, they get a complete access to the MGM library. Since buying them, you get to see like a load of MGM content on Amazon, which is what they wanted, I suppose. The Rocky movies are all there. When those license agreements on the James Bond movies expire, they'll slowly start repopulating all of Amazon. That's what I'd say. And then also it gives them a infrastructure for developing and distributing films. So yeah, it's easier to buy a company that has that existing knowledge, and then they can kind of gut it and do what they want. Thanks, Nathan. I appreciate that. Yeah, they take a lot of work, and they don't get nearly as much traction as the other videos. Like if I make a video talking about Henry Cavill being Bond, it seems like everyone watches it, but the ones that you're passionate about, no one seems to, not no one, but it's just not, it doesn't get as much traction. Yeah, I love that one. That's fucking great. My mother bought me that. Yeah, it's cool though. It's classic Connery, the Aston. So yeah, we'll move off the Cavill Amazon thing. Uh, and this thing. Uh, what do I have written here? Yeah, well, I'll be doing another Bond location in 2 weeks' time. So there'll be another one in the can. I'm gonna have to really think hard about that because just getting the content there. So in 3 weeks' time, 2 weeks' time, there won't be a stream, but you will know I'm deployed on a mission to make Bond location videos. Did you see the Bond experience recently visiting Jamaica and Ian Fleming's house? Now, that would be a great location to visit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's so cool, and it's the benefit of being in that hemisphere. Fair play to him, getting down there and doing that sort of stuff. Yeah, Goldeneye would be so cool. Like, what what I like as well is like the Bond experience does some stuff completely different to the way I do it. It's just really in depth and stretched out, and I think the way I like my videos to be is just tight, move them along quickly. After releasing a 15-minute video on Friday, I don't think that necessarily stands, but I want my videos to move quickly, and I love watching people's videos that do different stuff to me. Jesus. What happened to Bond being played by a lady, as Bill Burr would say? Yeah, look, I think it's quite obvious that that was just media tabloidy stuff. How do you get clicks on your channel? Barbara Broccoli, producer of Bond series, is quite honest about this, that she wants Bond to be a man. And, they should just be developing female characters to play female action roles if that is the desire of the audiences and the producers and the filmmakers and whatnot. Atomic Blonde isn't a bad movie. It's quite stylish and well made. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, but that's the way to do it. Create original or specific content for that sort of stuff. I think defeats the purpose. Retconning stuff. Anna de Armas was good in No Time to Die. Really liked it. She stole the show. I know they're making a John Wick spin-off series with her. That should be quite interesting. But yeah, I say if they didn't do that with her, she'd be snapped up by Bond for some sort of spin-off too. She kind of stole the show. But those things work better when a character works well just in the movie and they're a nice novelty. It's spin-offs are hard to do. They're very rarely successful like that. Yeah, Kieran says the new Bond movie will be a reboot. Yeah, to a certain extent, like it kind of has to be after the death and No Time to Die. I'd be worried. Not worried. I'd be just suspected the whole thing. I am on the Christopher Nolan buzz. My thesis was, or hypothesis was, that like they'd announce it in the upfront to Oppenheimer, but I actually haven't seen Nolan doing any press for Oppenheimer recently either. So I would have thought that the strategy was that you coincide a Christopher Nolan and James Bond announcement with Oppenheimer. That would have been how I do it. Obviously that all needs them to have already agreed on him doing it, but it's all weirdly silent. So maybe my big idea is going to shit. Oh, it's cursing on a stream gets you in trouble. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So two Bond locations. One that's already in the edit. Another one in 2 weeks' time. Keep your eye out for them. Nathan will be happy with the location videos. Did you notice? Yeah. Kincaid didn't get an end in Skyfall, but look, those characters work better serving the purpose in the film and the story rather than over, dragging it out. Suppose let's get into the topic of this video. I realize everything's running quite long because I'm catching up with everyone. Egypt. So I'm just going to go through the video, discuss different pieces of it, and then take questions from you guys. Happy out to do that. So what I'll put a question in, and then you guys can throw it in. What are the best parts of that Egypt video to you? Let me know in the comments, and then I can bounce off that once I've kind of covered everything. Yeah. How did you not know that at this stage, Kieran? Yeah, Ireland, very Irish. The best part of the Egypt video, let me know. So just to start, yeah, I stayed in the Mina House, which is quite a famous hotel in that area. It's right underneath the pyramids. It's been there forever. And they actually have a golf course attached that they were being refurbished. So a golf course underneath the pyramid too is quite wild. Uh like the facilities are amazing there. It's expensive, but like in terms of like if you're paying for that sort of place in Ireland or in Europe, you'd be, you know, completely broke by the end of it. And then the way it kind of worked as well is Egypt is the Wild West, as I describe it. Yeah, we describe like the Wild West. Like it's you very much need your wits about you. There's always sort of bribing or scamming going on. So yeah, there's a lot of when you're going to places, you have a tour guide and he'd be slipping someone a few notes or something, which was always funny. Culture shock to say the least. Yeah, so that was kind of like when you were organizing the tours, you always kept that in mind that you were taking care of your tour guide, so he took care of you. Uh, yeah, jeez, Kieran's talking about the Irish president here, and his dog. He used to have two of them. So yeah, like the in the Egypt video. Yes, then obviously that leads on to the pyramids, which yeah, you were talking about the gear I got there, headscarf and stuff. So yeah, the pyramids um kind of comprise of different bits. Like you stroll up to the pyramid, you get in, your tour guide bribes you in because you can't just pay in. Like you pay in, there's something else going on. So yeah, that was sorted. The chamber itself inside the pyramid, as you all saw, is so hot and sweaty, and it's a crawl uphill. So like you go through the robbers chamber because the robbers were idiots and didn't know how to get in, so they just blew a fucking hole into the pyramid, and then so you go through that robbers entrance, and then later on they discover the real entrance, and then you go up this huge passage, the tall passage, which have in my video. You're not supposed to film in the pyramid, so if I'm not allowed back into Egypt, you better appreciate it, guys. I did it for years. You go up that passage, and then everyone's sweating, especially the Americans. No offense to any Americans. So yeah, you stall up and you get into that square chamber and or rectangular chamber, and it's actually incredible when you think about the engineering because it's perfectly rectangular inside a huge structure like that. So the weight of the whole pyramid from there on is sitting on top of that rim. So I'm sure my architect viewers will be able to correct me, but yeah, they have to engineer a certain way. Why, especially the Americans? Because the Americans are in there, they're all dressed up, and they just get really hot and bothered. It's a tight space. They're going up there, they're sweating loads because they're exhausted, and then they get claustrophobic, and someone panics in the chamber. And it was just always the Americans for some reason. Maybe it was the Canadians too, but yeah, the Americans were just getting hot and bothered in there, which was fine. You just sent them downwards, help them out. But yeah, they're good. The the pyramids, but the pyramid thing is worth it, and so you kind of go up, and it's like that sort of incline. You're going up high. Yeah, if you come across someone struggling and anyone's doing it, highly recommend giving them a hand because it might help you out in the way down. You get up there and you could probably see the sweat going down my face. So hot. Yeah, so recommend the pyramid. Pyramid's cool. And obviously the only reason I was in Egypt, no other reason, is because Roger was there. Egypt is I'll actually get to that in a sec, Karen. Will I go to Egypt again? Roger was there, and Roger rode a camel, so obviously you had to get on the camel, do that. I'd never even been on a horse in my whole life, so camel was a big deal for me. Did that. That was a bit of crack. Um, don't know what the ethics of the whole thing are, but it was fine. They seem to take good care of them. Camels are happy out. Um, and then made our way to the Sphinx, and yeah, that Sphinx, our tour guide bribed some fella, and we got in, and that Sphinx area has been like paved and put tiles down or marble or whatever it is there. But yeah, that was in the Spy Who Loved Me, that whole thing. And then they do that night show there at the Sphinx and the pyramid and talk about it, and it's a bit of a spectacle. So Jaws kills Feckish around there, and on top of that, there's that fight scene. It's a hodgepodge though, because some of that's shot in the studio, then some of that's shot there in Egypt too. But the movies have to do that because they need to, shoot in the right conditions, and the technology wasn't as available back then as it is now. But even nowadays, they shoot things back in Pinewood. Kieran said, "I think you will go to Egypt. Go again to Egypt." Yeah, thanks. I would go again, and I would go to Luxor next time. So Luxor is in the south, kind of close to the Sudan, and then Cairo Giza is up in the north. So it's a bit of a trek. It is supposed to be beautiful though, and that is also in the Spy Who Loved Me. So if I do go back, I'd make it my business go down there. Just the time frames, I didn't have it this time. Don't do it. Go on. Should I not go back to Egypt? Would I be being ambitious? Would they try and apprehend me? Yeah. After the pyramid and the Sphinx, that was a long day. As you saw, there's a lovely pool in the hotel, so I had a nice swim there. That was a nice thing to do. Went to the museum. The museum is good. They seem to be separating things out at the moment, so it was quite lucky that we got to see everything, whether it was Tutankhamun, the mummies, different sarcophaguses, just general artifacts everywhere. And yeah, I'd be really, really interested in going to the other museums, but like it was nice that we could just consolidate it and not waste going A to B and spend a fortune as well traveling to these places. There's lots to see in them, and yeah, you really get a great idea of like what they're doing, what was happening. Your tour guide explains why they're doing certain things. Like there was even a mummified crocodile in there. Kieran, I will get to that in a second. So yeah, the last kind of big trip of the whole thing was Saqqara. And in Saqqara, you can actually see it in the Spy Who Loved Me. Saqqara was a kind of oasis place, and you see those trees in the Spy Who Loved Me. So I threw a shot of those types of trees in my video. It's really famous for the Step Pyramid, and the Step Pyramid was one of the stages of development before they got to the kind of perfectly square base pyramid. The Spy Who Loved Me, he goes and meets your man, and that's where the one delves deeply into Egypt's treasures line is. The burial chambers are insane. It is like, the only way I can describe it is like an alien film, in terms of like Alien Covenant or whatever the hell. Like it just feels like science fiction. It doesn't feel real. I really recommend you seeing them. It is probably before the Great Pyramid was completely raided. There's probably stuff like that going on. I just can't wrap my head around how incredible it is, and the people that built it must have been either been on great money or no money at all. Too soon. No, but from what I gather, actually, I read quite a bit on Egypt going into this, and yeah, it's quite an operation, especially moving all the from the quarries, and yeah, it was serious. And then don't get people in the comments start about the Sphinx and the water erosion. We might get flagged for conspiracies. Yeah, it was a cool adventure. I'd go back or go somewhere like that again. I think uh, the videos obviously go down well with Nathan and Kieran and everyone else who watches. I think if I was going to describe like the viewers that are into the channel like them, and then the general viewers, take or leave them. Um, so yeah, just the I went back to the hotel and I kind of closed out the adventure there. Talked about Egypt and how Bond inspires people to travel the world and go outside of their comfort zone. I think that's very much the theme of the location videos, and so I'm gonna always kind of hit in that note when I'm there. Um, yeah, Kieran, the next couple of weeks you'll have to find out where I am next. That's what you have to do by being a loyal fan. Um, so I suppose that's kind of brief summary of the video. Open to questions. Hit me with them right now before I kind of kill the stream. The yeah the Just to answer Kieran's StreamYard question, it's just a software that people use for streaming. It's quite intuitive, and you can stream multiple platforms or do different things. Like when I'm presenting, um, well, it makes you do different things. So I can put presentations on the videos, or play things like not today, but yeah, that's exactly why you StreamYard. StreamYard though, if you pay for StreamYard, you can take off the logo. I just don't want to pay. It's cheap. Um, what was my favorite bit of Egypt? Yeah, I kind of think, obviously, the scale of the pyramid is incredible. You don't actually realize it until you're there. It's just huge, and it dominates the skyline. But uh, what I would say is, if you've been to Italy and Pompeii and all that, Saqqara feels like the Pompeii of Egypt. It's like you get ideas of the Colosseum, but wandering around a place like Scaris, you get to know exactly what it's better preserved. There's less tourists. You can take your time. The iconic sites, they're kind of pushing you in and pushing you out. You want to move it quickly. Um, uh, so that's yeah, Saqqara is really good to get an idea of the sites, and then the pyramid itself is just incredible. You feel like you're in the view or the presence of something incredible, and sure, you know that because it was the tallest structure in the world for over 2,000 years. Riley. Oh yeah, regardless of Bond, the trip looks amazing. Yeah, it was nice. It was really really interesting. I like, joking aside, I would have been interested in going there if Bond had never been, but it's just a funny coincidence that I could kind of joke in the video about it. If you see my America videos too, the running joke is that I'm kind of we're on this road trip with the guys, but I'm always sort of redirecting them to a Bond location along the way, whether it's Palm Springs on our way to Vegas, or Vegas itself, especially the Golden Gate Bridge. Like we were going to see the Golden Gate Bridge, but I was really there because of the fight with Roger Moore and Christopher Walken. Yeah, Riley. Yeah, the hotel view is pretty special. Um, it's probably the type of thing that, like, when they built it 100 years ago, it was the only time they could build it, and they never get permission today. Um, um, am I in Twitter? I keep threatening to join Twitter because I don't know. I decommissioned all of the social media except the Facebook page for this channel, where that's an okay way to contact me. So there's a Facebook page you can like. So yeah, I had Instagram, and I don't know. It just felt like I wasn't. I was only using Instagram really for this channel, and it felt like it wasn't adding to this channel. So I just thought, no, leave it out. Focus on the videos here, and then if people really want to contact me, they have that Facebook likes page, so that's a good one. Um, What I would also say as well about that is Twitter. I kind of am interested and not interested. I'm trying to figure that one out. Uh, the only reason I'd be interested is because of Elon. So yeah, no, don't, don't. I don't know if that's controversial or not, but Elon, yeah, but that's why I'd use Twitter. um, so yeah, send link. What do you want me to send a link to, Kieran? Okay. America's so damn big that it would take a month to visit everything. You should do workout videos some of the time. Talk about your routine, Riley. I don't know. Workout videos just seems very. Is it like moving in on a field that isn't in my circle of competence? And I don't know. Like, it seems like there's so many good YouTube people or experts out there. Um, Yeah, I don't know. Eat your green vegetables, lift heavy things. I don't know. Yeah, it's maybe yeah. So I'll yeah, workout videos are weird. Yeah, be thanks for the suggestion. I'll think about it. I'm not too sure if I was qualified to be telling people what to do. Kieran's on Twitter. He thinks it'd be a good idea for me to share my stuff there. Yeah, I suppose it would reach a different audience. The Facebook page is how I want people to, if they want to contact me or I share the links and all that. I know Facebook is such an old demographic though. It's kind of hard to, yeah. But yeah, that's it. So I know who this is. What was the nightlife like in Egypt? Did you use straws while you were there? Never drink out of a straw. That is the rule. James Bond wouldn't drink out of a straw, so you're not allowed to drink out of straws. That is the channel rule. Uh, Riley, I didn't mean change the focus of your channel. You start your YouTube videos. Oh yeah. So Riley, yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, I suppose I was just sort of setting the tone. Yeah, you sort of that was sort of the thought of that I just kind of went, oh, if you're not exactly knowing where you are, what's going on, it would be quite cool to launch into it. And it's because I made a trailer as well, so it was like starting in a non-exotic location to go bang, here we are. Kieran rightly says old dudes are not like Facebook is for €100. Yeah, I know. I agree, Kieran. It's an easy thing to use. So yeah, someone's saying hero here for, I assume, not drinking out of straws. That's fair enough. Thanks for the suggestion though, Riley. I'll give it some thought on how to manage all that. So yeah, that's it. We're rounding up the whole thing. Kieran wants to see more vlogs. Give that some thought. Kieran might look at the Palm Springs video. That's more vloggy in style. Hopefully that's up your alley, and then I might try and adopt that as well. Yeah. Any other questions as I start closing this whole thing out? I will say the Facebook page, that is where you'll get me directly if you want that. The Twitter thing I'll take on board. Definitely think about it. Instagram though is kind of dead to me. It's not serving the purpose, or didn't serve the purpose I wanted. So that was just kind of why I decommissioned that whole thing. What I will say is, just to round this whole thing out, I know Nathan loves the bond close side of things. I tried to put in a lot of I know Nathan loves the bond close thing, so I did wear a lot on this trip. I kind of had, like, obviously this order bar brown top, different bits and pieces like that. So yeah, bond clothes always appear in the videos. You can ask me any questions about those in the comments of the video or here. That's what the streams are for. I have Neil Jones asking, am I going to visit Elos? I think you mean London. Might be wrong. Correct me. The music. The music is really cool. I could not have made the video in the sort of way I wanted to without that contribution. There's two people's music that I used first. Enzo, I didn't use this time. Just didn't have the right style for Enzo this time, but his music is class. You can always check out Enzo's work. So we got JMY, Jamie. He made the opening music and then some of the other music, like on the Camel. And then you got, sorry, Rich. Rich. So Rich is amazing. He's like everyone else. I put comments in the description. I put the music. Rich, check him out on Apple Music and Spotify. That's where he likes people to go find him, not on YouTube. Just I suppose it's better for creators. But those two music pieces are great. And when I reach out to them, they're very generous. They're just like, just comment or just put in the description my music. That's how I want it. So it's very nice of them to let me use it. Twitter is good, says Kieran. Neil. Where's Nathan? Locations. Oh, yeah. Live and let die locations. That would be interesting. Yeah, very interesting. Like, yeah, even start New York, New Orleans, stuff like that. Music was 10 out of 10. Glad someone likes it. I noticed someone in the comments was giving it shit, so glad we got a supporter there. There is, I know, Kieran, you're dying for people to go to India and visit you. And I know you've put out a very kind offer. If I get the time to travel around the world, I will absolutely do it. So, yeah, the music, the travel side, there's more travel videos coming, but we need to get back to topics too. Oh, very good. New Orleans, deadly. Yeah, I really want to check it out. I'd love to go there sometime. So that's me rounding up the video today. Ran over. These streams are always kind of running over now. I'm getting bad at time management. But I'd like to say it was good to come back. The attendance was class. And any other businesses around this up, I'm sort of trying to touch all the bases here. Glad you liked the return with the India video. Or not the poor Karen. Glad you liked the return with the Egypt video. Maybe India next, maybe New Orleans. I'll have to see. And yeah, thanks for tuning into the stream as always. And we'll be back with a bang big time as well with some more stuff into more topics too. And obviously, I will be checking your channel out now, Kieran. Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in.